Welcome, Juke Joint Vampires, to Geek Salad's Retro Movie Reviews from the Geek Salad Podcast. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And we're kind of concluding our Oscar look at Best Picture Also Rans tonight, as the Oscars will finally name their winners on Sunday, the 15th. Mm-hmm. And we have been looking back for the last month at the runners up, the also rans, if you will. And I'm kind of...
This one may or may not be an also ran.
May or may not. I truly hope that this prediction ages like milk.
Yeah, right.
Because the more I think about it, the more it looks more positive this may win. And that is Ryan Coogler's Sinners. This was a good year for movies. I'm just going to put it out there. I've seen 6 of the 10 nominees. All of them have been at minimum 4 stars.
Oh, nice.
For the ones I've seen, and that's my opinion, based on Letterboxd. Train Dreams of Begonia are 4-star movies, but this, Sinners, Hamnet, Frankenstein, and One Battle After Another are all 4.5.
Yeah. And right now, if you trust a lot of the critics that seem to know their stuff, it seems like it's kind of a 2-horse race between this one and One Battle After Another.
Yeah. I've been listening to a lot, like Mike and Oscar just did. They had their expert picks show. They also did their betting line because we live in an age where you have a casino in your pocket. Yeah, and also looking at Gold Derby and seeing the experts' choices for this. So let's get into the movie, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Oscars itself and see where we're at here. So this was my 3rd time watching this movie.
It's my first.
I love this movie.
I know you do.
Definitely out of all the Best Picture nominees, this is the best one.
Okay.
What were your thoughts?
I thought it was a really, really good movie with a few issues.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to just start with the goods and then go to the issues first.
Let's go with the goods. What did you... Yeah. Let's go with the goods first. What are your thoughts? What did you like about this?
Well, first off, the relationship between especially the main characters is really, really solid. I mean, first off, you got Michael B. Jordan in the dual roles.
Hey.
Good to see you, Triv. And I mean, their relationship is fantastic. I mean, you right off the bat, you get the sense that Smoke is definitely the more serious,
he's the more business-like,
in a sense, ruthless one of the two.
Yeah.
And Stack's definitely the more laid back, more sociable one.
If you look at kind of their life prior to going to Chicago.
Hey, Kurt.
Oh, awesome.
We got Kurt and Triv. Yay!
Yeah, he's all here. Woohoo! If you look at their life after Chicago, their life prior to going to Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell that Michael B. Jordan for Best Ensemble. I'll get to that. Yeah, Stack is definitely the more freewheeling, and it goes with a lot of the stuff that he's there to kind of finagle. He's the one who gets Delroy Lindo to play for $40 and all the Irish beer he can drink, including that one. He's, let's be honest here, and especially at the time that this takes place, he is the one who was freewheeling with a white woman.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, she was practically family to them. Her mother was their nursemaid.
Yeah.
And she say her daddy's
half
her daddy
black,
was half black.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there is that, but he is still freewheeling kind of outside of what was deemed acceptable back then.
Yeah, he's free balling.
Whereas Smoke is definitely more down home. You know that they set it up very early on that you know that he suffered tragedy.
Yeah.
That he and Annie lost a child together. And he is definitely he's the more about, we're doing this for the money.
Yeah.
And so when he yells at Annie for letting that guy get the corn liquor for, essentially wooden nickels.
Yeah. And do they ever kind of come out and say it that Smoke killed their father?
No, they don't. You can only assume that he did.
It's implied heavily.
It is. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happens that doesn't need to be said in this movie. I will say one of the things that works about Smoke and Stack is that they definitely seem like very different characters. Again, played by the same actor.
Yeah.
And the big tell that you can tell who is who is that Stack has a gold frame around one of his teeth. I was like looking for that. I wanted to see what the telltale signs would be between telling them apart.
Yeah, for me it was Smoke's got the kind of cap and Stack has got the fedora.
Right, but it really is one of the performances of the year in terms of being able to deliver two very separate performances in the same movie. Good point.
Yeah, very true. And also Red Hat versus Blue Hat.
Yeah. So that was, so what else?
Well, I mean, I thought Haley Steinfeld, I love Haley Steinfeld. Put her in more movies. Whatever she's in, I will watch her. I thought she was a bit underused, but well used. I would have loved to see more of her, but when she is on screen and when they use her, I thought she was fantastic.
With the exception of MBJ, everything else in this movie is a supporting role.
Yeah.
So yes, I feel like she was well used, sexy as hell in this as well. This is, it took me a minute to be like, oh, hey, that's Kate Bishop.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, that was the first thing I ever saw her in. And to this day, it's still one of my favorite roles of hers.
And
she was
then,
fantastic in that
seeing her show up in those State Farm ads with Danny McBride, and it's just like I just watched Sinners again. There she is. She's fantastic in this. Wunmi Masaku, another MCU alum, by the way, is fantastic in this.
Oh, as Annie.
As Annie, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, I
Loki.
think, she was she nominated for Best Supporting Actress?
Yes, she was. And right now, it is pretty much a three-way. Anybody's guess.
I would love to see her win because she is fantastic in this.
She brings a lot of that down-home energy, and the fact that we've seen, we're Disney fans, we've seen our share of, down south mysticism, but, the fact that she's using her herbs to heal things, and that she is really the only one who knows how to combat a vampire.
And it took me a moment to kind of understand it, but kind of jumping ahead a bit, but at the end when Smoke and Stack are fighting, is it because that Smoke is wearing that amulet that Stack can't bite him?
I think so.
I couldn't tell if that was just because of the amulet or was because Stack was actually kind of stopping himself.
I think if he had been given the opportunity to, he would have kept his. I haven't seen her anything since True Grit. She was so damn good in this movie. Yeah. Haley Steinfeld. I think it's. I really think that he couldn't have because of Annie was protecting him, but if he had the opportunity, he would have, because when you think about it, he wanted that life with his brother. He loved his brother, So having having him around for eternity would have really been an incentive for him.
That is true. That's true. So it was. So yeah, okay, yeah, because like you said, there's a lot in this movie that is not stated, but you just kind of have to infer.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate
Yeah.
that there are loose ends in this movie that you just fill in on your own. They're not. I wouldn't say that they're plot holes or anything like that. There's a lot of stuff in terms of interpretation that this movie could be led up to. Grace's motivations for allowing everyone, the vampires into the building, I think was she was doing her best to save her child.
Yeah.
Because if she can distract them, does what Divine Joy Randolph did with the holdover. Yes, she's absolutely the heart of this movie.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen the holdovers, Devon Joy Randolph is fantastic. Honestly, I thought that Paul Giamatti should have won Best Actor that year, but
I mean, there are very few years when I don't think Paul Giamatti shouldn't win Best.
Yeah,
award.
But I think that Grace's motivations, which I know has been one of the big sticking points of why did she let them in, is because people think that people just. I feel like general audiences don't. They put themselves in that situation for a situation that they never have, nor will they ever be in.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, out of the issues that I have this movie, Grace's role and what she does at the end, not one of the issues I have with it. I understood.
That was a big one for a lot of people because we need realism in our vampire movie. Go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, Triv. Oh, come on. There you go.
Yeah, she died to protect her kid, and she literally set herself on fire to take a vampire out with her.
She actually did die to protect her kid.
Yeah, the performances in this movie are fantastic. Delroy Lindo, I'm so happy that he at least has gotten the nomination right now.
Yeah,
he was fantastic. Miles Caton, what
as Sammy? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the fact he is a musician first and foremost.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially when you see him, playing the guitar, especially at the end, it's just him playing the guitar. It's like that is him.
Yep.
There is no stunt hands there.
Nope. And they made that very clear. I mean, they made it clear throughout the movie, but especially when he's sitting in the back of the car, like they got the open back car, and he's just sitting there playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Just fantastic. It is an amazing debut for someone.
Yeah.
So
I looked up his him on Wikipedia and was like, oh, this is the only thing he's ever done.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Any other like highlights you want to talk about before we?
I mean, the setting in itself and the way they kind of build the community, I think.
Yes.
Because I mean, when Smoke kind of walks into the Bo and Grace's shop, and just starts talking, and it's like there was a history there, and you could feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and when Annie showed, no, not Annie, Mary. When Mary shows up at the shop and they're like trying to oh, you sure you don't want to be a cornbread? Is that you, Mary? And like as soon as everyone starts recognizing everybody, you tell there is a history there, and it's not all completely stated, but you get enough that it's like you can tell, and their interactions were fantastic.
Right. Exactly. I felt like they built a great community. This isn't really a setting that you see in just movies in general. You don't see Southern sharecropping done, first of all, from the black side of the fence. Oh, yeah.
Jack O'Connell.
Yeah. Jack O'Connell played Remick.
Yeah.
Which we're going to get to in a second. I felt like it was well built. And the other thing, too, is that it didn't really romanticize. Like, this isn't like, the Walt Disney idea of the happy happy sharecroppers.
This is not a song of the South.
No, exactly. They work hard, and it's explained. When Annie is taking wooden nickels to pay for. Oh,
It's
no
fine,
worries.
Trev. We'll get to her. We'll get to
Yeah.
him. Don't worry.
We when Annie is taking wooden nickels for corn liquor.
Yeah.
And Stack's the one who's like, these people work hard.
Yeah.
They deserve to have a good time.
Yeah.
And,
this is not Chicago.
Against what they would end up, the money that they planned on making for this venture. But
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Jack O'Connell, my God, what a fantastic. Essentially, he is just your head vampire.
Yeah, but at the same time, he never comes off as like just like mustache twirling evil.
Doesn't need to.
He genuinely thinks what he's doing is for the benefit of everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing is that, but the being able to manipulate and being able to, be that person and talking to, Sammy about, your music is what can set me free. And I don't know, again, that's left up to interpretation. What does he mean by it's going to set me free? It's not going to cure him of vampirism.
No.
But the way that he tries to convince people about anything, especially when they are at they're trying to get in. And he's talking to them. He's got money to spend, and all they have to do is let him in. And I will say too, got a very nice singing voice. But that scene, the pick poor Robin clean scene, is because what they are at that point, and just the way that they perform that, just the theme of the song in and of itself, and the fact that they have those syncopated motions with their instruments, and everything, was unbelievably creepy. It was diabolical. And then come towards, closer to the end of the movie, they're doing Rocky Road to Dublin. And it was so just, it could have very well been a musical number.
There was definitely a lot more musical numbers in this movie than I was expecting.
Yeah. Yeah. Even even getting into something like when Sammy's singing I Lied to You, because he's playing, and then all of a sudden we're in this fugue state where we're seeing the influences of the blues, and then the influences of the music that the blues would influence. We get the rock and roll, then we get the hip, we get hip hop and all.
We get the DJ up on the spinning records up the front.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel out of place. Oh my God! Yeah, that Rocky Road to I love Road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The song itself is fantastic.
This soundtrack is unbelievable. Just start to finish, it is an unbelievable soundtrack. It's funny because blues music in this movie floored me with its awesomeness. Yeah. I love Delroy Lindo's line too about white folks love the blues. They just don't like who's playing it. But this movie is, and I know at its heart, it is a horror film. At its heart, it is a vampire movie.
Yeah.
But there are so many other genres that have kind of like attached to this, like a cinematic nerds cluster, where it's musical, it's history, it's action, it's it's crime. Even we aren't even like, once the vampires are done, it's almost like now we have to deal with the greater evil. Now we have to deal with the freaking clan.
Yeah, vampires were bad and all, but they weren't evil.
No, they were as evil as the clan, who was going to ambush everybody and kill them in the building.
Yeah, they were just gonna just open the door and start shooting everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why they didn't try to burn the whole building down.
Right. Exactly. Well, he's got to use that building for someone else,
Yeah.
Whole blues number transitioning across African to rap to Asian influences. So, of course, yes.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much, we know now single shots are easy to fake.
Mm.
But in terms of the direction of the shot, it looked seamless. And again, didn't feel out of place. For as anachronistic as it could come across being, it did not for 1 second feel out of place.
Actually, there were a few one shot shots. It's
nope.
It's like the Touch of Evil opening.
Yeah.
When
you gotta watch the player.
When what was it? When was it Grace? No, when Lisa leaves the shop and goes over to Grace, and the camera just follows Lisa,
leaving,
and it follows Grace back.
Yeah,
I thought that was a phenomenal one-track shot.
Yeah, it's great too. We shot the guy in the ass for stealing from his van. Shot the other guy in the leg because you just can't say that you tried to steal from me. Nothing to show for it. All right, so let me ask you then, what did not sit well with you? Or
a couple things, but I think the biggest issue I had was actually Jack O'Connell's very first scene. When he just shows up, he's being chased by Native American vampire hunters who show up, drop some exposition, and leave, and you never see him again.
Yeah. I feel like there was something that was cut from the movie.
And honestly, that whole scene just felt like exposition just to introduce, hey, you've been having fun with these characters. Guess what? Vampires!
Yep. We're in the middle of Act 2 now.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like when movies switch up genres so abruptly, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This one, it worked, but not 100% for me.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I'm really getting into this movie, and then and now they're vampires for some reason. And
well,
I mean,
you can kind of see what happened. I mean, if you know what you're walking into in terms of the movie,
and I did
that Remick just kind of like jumps into the frame on fire
because
he's out in the daylight.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. And the time spent trying to get the Native American hunters to go away is enough time to set up that Remick had already turned one of them. Yeah.
And I mean, just there was just one little thing that I think I would have loved to have seen, like a way to connect Remick with the brothers from previous, like, because they make it. I thought it was cool, but I just like they were there and then they were gone. And
okay. So you want to talk about every role in this movie besides MBJ is a supporting role.
But they make a big point of pointing out that the brothers have got a lot of Irish beer.
Yeah.
And then you've got an Irish vampire show up. I was like, there could have been a connection drawn there that would have made it, because otherwise it's just like, oh, he just happened to be in the area. It's like, okay. I would have liked just some kind of thread to give him a reason for being there.
The only thing I can think of, if this Native American tribe is there to hunt vampires, then there are vampires in the area. There were plenty of Irish rail workers.
Yeah.
Even though the Continental Railway had been finished, there's always work to be done on the railroad. Yeah. So that brings in a lot of Irish immigrants. In Chicago, where they no doubt they stole all this beer, that is all bootlegging. Those are Irish gangsters. It makes sense. I don't think that they needed to have a connection with Remick, because honestly, Remick's connection to anybody in this movie is with Sammy when he hears the music.
Yeah, it's just, it seemed like he just happens to be in the area when Sammy's playing his music, and that draws him in. But like, it just seems like why is he in the area?
So the movie can
No.
happen.
Yeah, exactly. I like. It just seems like
Yeah.
he's there because the script needed him to be there.
Right.
I would have liked just a little reason, something maybe connection.
Yeah. And I mean, something could have been, again, threads that you can make your own conclusion about.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of happy black folk. You can't have that. Bring in a vampire. You'll get Blackulas in no time.
I know.
It's weird because I had no problem with that. Because I understand, not everything can be explained. And this movie is very coy about it, really explaining a lot of stuff.
Mm.
They paint great pictures.
Yeah.
In this movie, which is why you don't really need to say much about Annie and Smoke's lost child. You don't need to get much more of an idea about Mary and Stack's relationship other than when she comes up to him, slaps him, and and says a whole bunch of filthy stuff that I didn't expect to come out of Haley Steinfeld's mouth.
Yeah.
There is way more cunnilingus in this movie than I expected in any movie. Yeah. But hey, you know what? This movie was a huge hit. Go for it, guys.
Yeah.
I got to talk about Ryan Coogler's direction of this movie. Okay. We kind of talked a little bit about it, but it is. After 2 Black Panther movies and a number of other things, the Black Panther stuff has always been the big budget stuff, and this prepared him.
Yeah.
To put this movie together. It also taught him through the Hollywood system that nobody gets to tell me what I do with this property afterwards, which pissed a lot of Warner Brothers studio execs off, especially because this was a huge hit.
Yeah.
And it had staying power because this movie came out in April of last year, and now we're talking about it, and not in more of a retrospective review, but more of this movie is up for 16 Academy Awards.
And honestly, usually when a movie gets a lot of awards, it's a late release.
Oh, yeah. The funny thing is also is that, it's cheap competition. One Battle After Another came out in September.
Yeah.
It was on Max in December.
Yeah.
I watched it on Christmas break. I'm still calling it Max, which is weird. I should be calling it HBO. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me.
Whatever. But yeah, usually when a movie comes out in like the first half of the year, it might get nominated, but the odds are against it. For a movie to come out in the first half of the year and have 16 nominations.
And we're going to get to that in a second.
That is insane.
Yeah, I think Ryan Coogler, everything that he did with the Black Panther movies worked him to this.
Yeah.
To this specific moment where he can make... This is his magnum opus. This really is. I feel like this is going to be the movie he's going to be remembered for because it's very original.
He's got a lot of movies he can...
Taking those concepts and putting them together that you hadn't seen in that combination before. It's all the Oscars, even the Oscars not nominated for, which isn't many.
Yeah.
So here's the thing I find very interesting. So 16 Oscar nominations. It beat the record of 14.
Yeah.
All right. It's not because they added the second category or the new category of casting. So casting is a brand new category this year. But the other thing I found very interesting about this is that in all of its nominations, especially in the acting categories, there's not one double nomination.
No.
Like in One Battle, it's Del Toro and Penn.
Yeah.
Competing in the same category, and
that's usually not a good sign.
There's 2 supporting actresses from Sentimental Value, the same thing, and those are sharing. Each nomination counts, but the fact that across the board, Sinners is single nominations in each category.
Yeah.
It doesn't compete with itself in anything.
Now the question though is, I want the question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to beat the record of 11 wins?
That's a great question. I don't know. I haven't done the math in my head. So I have a feeling I truly have a feeling that it might be a split with picture and director, because DGA is almost never wrong.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If Ryan Coogler wins Best Director, which I'm sorry to say, probably just the odds are not with him.
Yeah.
In this, it would make him the very first African American to ever win Best Director. There have been nominees. John Singleton being the first in 1991 for Boys in the Hood. So there have been nominees, but there's never been a winner. PTA, I'll give him this. I don't know. You haven't. I don't think you've seen One Battle. One Battle is an excellent movie. It's for me in PTA movies. It's behind Boogie Nights, because I love Boogie Nights. But this movie is One Battle is a very well directed movie. It's very well crafted. It deserves. I think that this is the fact that the two really good movies going head to head in everything. This is a horse race. Yeah. This is going to be a photo finish till the end.
Yeah, most stories I've heard say that Paul Thomas Anderson is going to win, not just for this movie, but because he was nominated for 14 times and never won.
14 nominations, so this will be never won.
This is more of a win, not just for One Battle, but for his entire career type thing.
If he's gonna get them, I'd rather have him get them for this movie. He's the screenplay nomination, the awards are pretty much locked up. He's gonna get adapted. Coogler's gonna get original. That in and of itself is kind of that is about as certain as Jessie Buckley winning Best Actress. But I have seen video predictions that are predicting that Cinders is going to win all three of its acting. And that would be Wunmi Masaku, Delroy Lindo, who could do it. It's happened once before with Marcia Gay Harden, where she wasn't even nominated for any precursors, and then she won supporting actress. And because of what happened at BAFTA, and the way that BAFTA horrifically handled that situation.
Yeah, the BBC couldn't even edit it out. It was a 2-hour delay, and they left it in.
Oops. Oh, sorry. Oops. They left that in. So now you've got the narrative. He's been front and center of everything.
Yeah, and you told me that happened before the voting had finished. I thought voting had finished maybe a month or prior.
Yeah, no. Voting ended on Thursday, this past Thursday.
So that would be fresh in a lot of people's minds.
Yeah, that's going to be fresh in a lot of people's minds. It's also, how do they acquit themselves for the precursor awards? I'm convinced that the only reason why, oh God, what's his name? Roberto Benigni.
Oh yeah,
won Best Actor way back in '98 was because of his Golden Globes win, and they wanted that energy to the Chalamet's controversies. Yeah,
which I think did that hit before or after voting closed?
Before.
Oh yeah, that's him that's him kind of shooting himself in the foot right there.
It's not exactly a Norbert, but well, the thing is also, Trev, I think that there's been more sentiment going towards MBJ anyway, because it is a dual performance. People like him more than they like Chalamet.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is that this is Marty Supreme is a Josh Safdie movie. Josh Safdie has just another guy who just shot his mouth off a lot, and I don't think they want to reward anything with the movie.
Yeah. And actually, I believe I read that if MBJ does win, he'd be the very first person to win for playing dual roles.
Yeah.
I know Tom Hardy was nominated for playing the Cray twins, wasn't he?
No.
Oh, I thought he was.
No, Tom Hardy only has one nomination, and that was for The Revenant.
Oh, okay. For some reason I thought that he was nominated for playing the Cray twins in that movie.
No.
Okay.
Actually, the Cray twins were played by actual twins. If you're talking about the movie The Krays, the 90s movie The Krays.
No, I'm talking about Tom Hardy played the Cray twins in like a single movie, didn't he?
No, he didn't get nominated for it if he did. But it would be like the what's his name getting nominated for playing the Winklevoss twins in the Social Network. Yeah.
I'm just pulling up here. Where did he play him? Oh yeah, and the movie Legend, 2015. Okay. Ronald and Reginald Cray.
Yeah. Okay. Who are real gangsters?
Yes.
But yeah, no, he was not nominated for that. 2015 was also the same year as The Revenant, which he was nominated for.
He was nominated for the British Independent Film Awards, the Detroit Film Critics Awards, but no, he did not. He was not nominated for an Academy Award for that one.
Right. So other than that, it's gonna be an interesting night, and the fact that I just found out that Matt Berry is doing the announcing. So
announcing, not hosting,
not presenting or hosting. No, Conan O'Brien is hosting.
Okay.
He's doing the when they bring presenters out.
Oh yeah.
Here to present the next award is such and such and such and such. That's gonna be Matt Berry's job this year. It will also be when people win. He will, say such and such. This is their first Oscar win. They were nominated twice before for yada yada and yada yada. So it's going to be interesting to see how many of that 16. If it can get 12, that means it's got 4 losses.
Yeah. I think it's within reach, but I don't think it's likely that it's going to hit number 11.
I don't think so either. But
honestly, I think
yeah.
I mean, yada yada, whatever. If I had to ballpark it, just a ballpark guess, I would say I think 9 is very much within reach and possibly likely for him.
For a movie with that many nominations, 9 is a good good number.
I think it'll be the number one winner of the night, but I don't think it's going to hit.
But what'll be interesting is it's the number one winner of the night that wins above the line prizes as well, because for I remember in 2021, the big winner of the night was Dune, but it was all under below the line.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, which award I really want to see Sinners win is Best Visual Effects, because everybody is just assuming at this point it's going to go to Avatar. It's like you've done nothing to change your special effects.
And once again,
stop rewarding laziness.
Once again, I got to remind myself. Oh yeah, there was an Avatar movie came out last year. It made $1.5 billion, and nobody remembers it.
I do not understand how a movie that makes that much money has got people with goldfish memories.
Yeah.
I truly do not.
It is a franchise that's made over $7 billion,
$5 billion
with 3 movies, and nobody remembers a thing about them.
Yep.
How is this fucking possible?
I don't know.
I've never seen a single one of them, and I don't feel any worse for it.
let's just say I wish that Jim Cameron would just ask somebody to help him write these movies, but that would be kind of ridiculous to do because they already steals all those ideas from everybody else anyway.
Yeah, and that was just to him that he has less skill than he actually does. And he has he has all the skills.
Well, he loves AI and he hates unions, so we've got that going for him as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Cancellation be thine.
Anyway.
All right. Oh, one last thing we have to talk about here, and this is another it's going to be really weird if it doesn't win, is the music of this movie. We talked about the soundtrack of this movie. Let's talk a little bit about the Ludwig Göransson score of this movie. I wish I could just, live in my parents' basement till I'm 35 years old, learning how to play the drums on my stomach and then win 3 Oscars.
I mean, Ludwig Göransson is such a musical chameleon.
Yeah, he is a singular talent.
Yeah,
and it's crazy, because we were introduced to him for Black Panther, and then he did stuff for the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I've seen Black Panther, but I honestly, first time I remember hearing his name was in the credits for Mandalorian.
Yeah. So it's the guy's a chameleon. So I just wanted to say that before we wrap up. Any other thoughts on Sinners?
Yeah, you know what? That if Delroy Lindo does win, I think it's probably for the scene where they're riding in the car and he's describing his friend being lynched.
Yeah,
and just hearing the voices.
Yeah, that's his Oscar clip. But every scene he is in, he is commanding that screen, especially at the end. There is nothing small about his sacrifice.
Yeah, no.
So it's an incredible role. I'm happy he got the nomination. I really hope he wins, mainly because I liked Sean Penn a lot in One Battle, but I'm not. It's Sean Penn, who's also, you talk about a guy who's got the
issues,
got beef with them. Yeah. But it's going to be interesting to see what happened. And again, as this is part of our runner-up series, I really hope I'm wrong about that. And, I'll repost this video with hey, I totally was wrong about this. I really want this movie to win Best Picture.
Yeah. Do let me know who wins, because
at this point do.
Yeah, do let me know who wins, because I probably will not be watching it. I'll probably be watching more One Piece.
I wasn't going to watch either until Matt Berry showed up, and I'm like, I gotta watch it.
I'll probably be finishing up One Piece season 2. So
okay, yeah,
that's what I'm going to be watching after we finish this. So
nice. All right. Well, I should then end this. Kurt and Triv, thank you so much for joining us on our conversation about that. What did you think about the last 15 minutes? Oh, absolutely. All right. So the last 15 minutes, I'm just trying to mentally clock that out. So we got we talked about the battle with KKK. We did not talk about that ending. The one I told you, don't turn it off.
Yeah, with Buddy Guy.
Buddy Guy playing an elderly Sammy.
And I just loved seeing Michael B. Jordan looking like he walked right out of Do the Right Thing.
Oh my God. Yeah, him. Even Haley Steinfeld, the way that she looked,
yeah.
He is a fantastic guitar player. And, they gave him, he's not an actor. And he was given very little to do, but what he did do was very effective.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, I liked seeing, because I figured that we were just going to cut to, here's Sammy, 1992, playing the guitar, and then they just cut to credits that he lived this good full life and all that, and boom.
I just love having Haley Steinfeld kind of sucking that lollipop and kind of giving the eyes to the bartender, and she shows her teeth, and the bartender just walks away.
Yep. I really enjoyed that a lot. I
like the fact that even as vampires, they still kind of kept who they were.
Yeah.
They didn't try and force it on Sammy. It's like, yeah, no, I promised Stack that I promised Smoke I wouldn't touch you, so I'm keeping that.
Yep. Yeah, he loved his brother.
Yeah.
And even towards the, even at the end, he loved his brother.
Yeah, and that was my happiest moment because that was the last time I saw the son, the last time I saw my brother.
Yeah. Yeah. And I loved what elderly Sammy said about, before the sun went down, that was the best night of my life.
Yeah.
So it is, yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So we'll have to.
Definitely not one I would probably go back to because, again, not a horror guy. And I think what it is I like horror when it's kind of taken to the ridiculous extremes, like the Friday the 13th movies. This is more of a horror movie that's genuinely creepy and kind of disturbing.
Right, but this is also one of those movies that I put on my list of horror movies that you don't have to be a horror fan to enjoy.
I would say that. Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about that on the podcast that Mike and I host,
did.
Geek Salad. You can check that out wherever you get your podcast. Like my transition. So you can check that out here on our YouTube channel, which also thumbs up, subscribe. You know the deal. We do this every week, so we'll have not so much an Oscars post-mortem next week, but we are going to talk about 2 nominees, one probable winner in another category. I'm not going to spoil that yet, but we will have that conversation. Thank you. I try. I've been working on my transitional skills. We're going to be having that conversation. So again, do the YouTube stuff. We're also on the socials on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast and on Blue Sky at Geek Salad Radio.
Yep.
And until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth, be nerdful, and give me some of that corn liquor.
No.